This story is set in the future, a time when the world appears to be in ruins. To understand how the Earth ended up in this condition and how people survive in such a hostile environment, we delve into the explanation of the story. The movie begins by showing us the future world where everything has deteriorated significantly. Scientists had attempted an experiment by altering the DNA of plants, trying to modify them. However, the experiment completely failed because, although the DNA of the plants was modified, they became so dangerous that they turned against humans, attacking them mercilessly. This led to the catastrophic situation the Earth now faces. A dangerous virus spread everywhere, making survival incredibly difficult. People were only concerned about saving their own lives, leading humanity to split into two groups. The wealthy, privileged people isolated themselves in a colony called Citadel. The atmosphere in Citadel was vastly different from the outer world. It was livable, with no shortages, and the land was fertile. The people of Citadel had even modified their seeds in a way that they could grow anything. However, Citadel residents only shared resources with outsiders in exchange for their blood or organs. Outsiders had to trade their blood or organs to obtain seeds, but even these seeds were locked in a way that limited their usefulness. Certain seeds required specific codes to unlock, further restricting outsiders' ability to grow diverse crops. This made survival for outsiders nearly impossible. Amid this chaos, we are introduced to the main character, a girl named Vesper. The movie is named after her. Vesper lives in the outer world with her paralyzed father, whose condition is deteriorating. Her father used to work for the Citadel, but when he became paralyzed, the Citadel people cast him out. They only provided a drone-like robot to assist them in seeking help. This robot contained part of her father's consciousness, while his body remained confined to a bed, relying on a life support system to survive. Vesper is shown to be a highly intelligent and brave girl who knows how to survive in such harsh conditions. She has built a small lab where she experiments with plants, altering their genetics. She also works tirelessly to keep her father alive using the life support system, which requires a functioning battery. One day, while exploring with the drone, Vesper discovers that someone has stolen the battery for her father's life support system. Desperate, she is forced to seek help from her uncle, a cruel man. Her uncle runs an orphanage where he exploits homeless children, trading their blood and organs with the Citadel residents to live comfortably. Vesper witnesses her uncle's atrocities and also sees people killing a humanoid robot called a jug, which was designed to assist in daily tasks. Her uncle had purchased this jug, but disposed of it when it was no longer useful. Vesper pleads with her uncle for a battery to save her father's life, and even offers her blood in exchange. Her uncle refuses to take her blood, but tells her to return in 2 days for the battery. Vesper knows her father cannot survive that long, so she tries to steal the battery but gets caught. Her uncle throws her out, but later Vesper sneaks back into the facility. A child sees her, but doesn't inform anyone. Vesper manages to steal a battery and some seeds her uncle had obtained from the Citadel. She quickly escapes back home. A few days later, Vesper notices a plane crash near her location. She rushes to the crash site and finds an injured woman near the wreckage. What is her name? She was unconscious. Vesper quickly supported her and brought her back to her home. She treated Camilla's wounds, bandaging her injuries, which helped improve her condition. The next day, Camilla regained her strength and stood up. She told Vesper that her father was still out there and asked her to find him. Camilla revealed that they were residents of Citadel and promised to take Vesper and her father there so they could live a comfortable life. Hearing this, Vesper immediately set out to find Camilla's father. Vesper eventually spotted Camilla's father, but unfortunately her uncle reached him first. Vesper's uncle, recognizing the man as someone from Citadel, grew suspicious and started interrogating him about the woman accompanying him. Camilla's father, however, refused to reveal anything. Enraged, the uncle attempted to kill him. Seeing this, Vesper rushed to save him but was unable to succeed. Her uncle ended up killing Camilla's father and pushing Vesper aside. Heartbroken, Vesper decided not to tell Camilla about her father's death, knowing she wouldn't be able to handle the truth. When Vesper returned home, she lied to Camilla, saying she couldn't find her father but would continue searching the next day. During their conversation, Camilla asked Vesper about her own mother. Vesper explained that her mother had contracted the deadly virus and, since there was no cure, left them to join a group called the Pilgrims. This group, consisting entirely of infected people, had isolated themselves and lived in their own world, collecting even discarded items. Over time, Vesper and Camilla grew closer, developing a bond similar to that of a mother and daughter. Vesper even showed Camilla her lab, where she had genetically modified plants that had grown significantly. Camilla was amazed by Vesper's intelligence and was deeply impressed by her skills. One day, Vesper decided it was time to tell Camilla the truth about her father's death. She took Camilla to his body. Seeing her father dead, Camilla broke down and cried uncontrollably. Vesper comforted her with great difficulty. During this emotional moment, Vesper noticed a strange mark on Camilla's neck. When she asked about it, Camilla revealed a shocking truth. Camilla admitted that she was actually a jug, a humanoid robot. She explained that the man she called her father was the one who had created her, which is why his death affected her so deeply. Unlike other jugs, Camilla was exceptionally intelligent, active, and capable of human-like emotions. These qualities made her a target for the Citadel, which wanted to eliminate her. To save her, her father had attempted to escape Citadel by plane, but the aircraft crashed before they could get far. Camilla also confessed that she had lied to Vesper earlier about taking her and her father to Citadel. She explained that since they had fled from Citadel, there was no question of returning. She had only said that to convince Vesper to find her father. Hearing this, Vesper felt deeply hurt. She angrily lashed out at Camilla, accusing her of breaking her trust, as Vesper had started to consider Camilla a close companion. Later, Vesper's father, speaking through the drone robot, advised her to forgive Camilla. He explained that Camilla was deeply upset and needed understanding during this difficult time. When Vesper's heart is broken, she remembers her dad's advice and forgives Camilla, eventually starting to talk to her again. One day, Vesper recalls that since Camilla is also a Seti, it might be possible to unlock the genetically locked seeds using her DNA and cells. If the locks could be broken, the seeds would become usable. Vesper attempts this, but it doesn't work, leaving her disheartened and troubled. Seeing Vesper upset, Camilla plays a piece of music taught to her by her dad. As soon as the melody plays, the seeds begin to unlock themselves using Camilla's cells. This reveals that the code to unlock the seeds was embedded in the music. This is why Camilla's father taught her this music. They are overjoyed by this discovery, because it means they can now grow any crop they desire with these seeds, allowing them to live comfortably without needing to go to Citadel. One day when Vesper isn't home, her uncle visits. Upon seeing Camilla, he tries to take her with him. However, when he notices the mark on Camilla's neck, he immediately realizes that she is the real Seti. Before he can do anything, Vesper arrives and together they overpower him. Despite capturing him, Vesper decides not to kill her uncle. Instead, she gives him an ultimatum. If he promises not to reveal Camilla's identity to the Citadel people, she will give him the formula to unlock the seeds, ensuring that he and his orphan children will never starve. Initially, her uncle agrees to the deal, but greed soon overtakes him. He contacts the Citadel authorities and informs them about Camilla and the unlocked seeds. That night, the Citadel's rangers arrive at her uncle's place. They kill him first because they don't want anyone else knowing about the seeds. Then they head towards Vesper's home. Vesper and Camilla get word of their arrival. Camilla decides to surrender herself to the rangers, believing that they will spare Vesper and deal only with her. However, Vesper's father tells them both that the rangers won't spare Vesper either, as she now knows the code to unlock the seeds. He advises them to flee before the rangers arrive. Following his advice, both Vesper and Camilla pack a few essentials and escape. Meanwhile, when the rangers reach Vesper's home, her father activates the self-destruct system in his drones, causing a massive explosion. This results in significant destruction, killing many rangers along with Vesper's father. Both Vesper and Camilla witness the explosion from a distance. The loss of her father devastates Vesper, leaving her uncontrollably broken. Camilla tries her best to console her even though she is equally shaken. Some surviving rangers spot them and start chasing them. This forces Vesper and Camilla to keep running. They enter a forest filled with poisonous plants, pursued by the rangers. However, since Camilla knows about these plants, she manages to kill 2 rangers using them. Soon after, they hear the sound of more planes, indicating that the Citadel is not going to let Camilla go easily. Camilla, realizing the gravity of the situation, decides to surrender herself to the Rangers so that Vesper can escape with the seeds. Vesper tries to stop her, but Camilla has already made up her mind. Using her innate powers, Camilla puts Vesper into a deep sleep. When Vesper wakes up the next morning, she finds that Camilla is gone, confirming that she has turned herself over to the Rangers. Vesper returns home to find everything destroyed. Heartbroken but determined, she buries some seeds in the ground, hoping to grow crops there. Just then, a few orphaned children, her uncles and others, come to her. She takes them along and sets out to find help from the Pilgrims, a rebel group. Upon reaching them, she discovers that the Pilgrims have built a massive tower-like structure out of scrap materials. Vesper climbs to the top, and with the seeds in hand, she throws them into the air, scattering them everywhere. This act symbolizes the hope that, in the near future, crops will grow all around the area, ensuring that people can survive. Life will become worth living again. With this hope, the story concludes.